Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back. And I am feeling really happy to share with you something that I feel is really important for you and your progress in life in any area that you are working or dealing with, and it's your own value. So, I had a meeting with some other colleagues and we were sharing about, our process, our learning, and what is the things that we have most struggled with, and what are the things that we already overcame and what we did. So everybody, was sharing, and one of the things we noticed, well, at least I noticed in the community where I spend my time with, it's everybody share like testimonials, big successes. And when you see that, it seems so impressive. It doesn't matter what is the testimonial the person is sharing, and you can see this in your own life. We see in social media, or we see in television, we see whatever you want to call it, someone having a big success, whether it's financial, professional, health, love, whatever you want to think of. And we see that, and it's like, wow, very impressive. At least I always feel happy for the people who share those testimonials, because it's very inspiring, and I always get a little understanding for myself. But what happened with this is it make it seem so massive that when people is in the other side and you are trying to overcome whatever you are dealing with, addiction, success, money, relationships, health, whatever, it just seems impossible. It just seems impossible. It seems that one day they woke up and like, oh, I'm gonna overcome this, and boom, that they are a new person. And it doesn't work that way. Usually that people been working on themselves for quite a long time. Many people, I just saw the testimonial of someone who has trying to overcome something 4 years. Other people may do it more quickly, but that people were like practicing some other techniques that kind of accumulate the resources for that person to overcome whatever they were trying to overcome. And when they did, it just seemed massive. So you go and you see, like probably if you want to experience success, and then you go to television and you see, whoever person or celebrity is there, and you just see the success, but you don't see the struggle that person had. The 10 years before, prior, because I always see this happening. And back then, when I was very involved with music industry, I always got to meet artists and musicians that where they were famous, everybody was like, oh yeah, I love them. And it seems like they just appear from one day to another. But I remember this musician who is extremely famous still, and one of the very first time I saw him, he was not so famous yet, and then he got hired to play in the event and a festival of a friend of mine, and nobody was there. He was playing, nobody was there, and I remember clearly he got so frustrated. He took his headphones, threw them, and ran away, because the humiliation of seeing nobody went to see him was so painful for him that he could not handle that. But they don't post this on social media. They don't post their failures. They don't post how miserable they felt in that moment when nobody showed up and you believe you are the best. And this is horrible, because you create something because you want to share it with the world, and no results. What about YouTube? We create, at least I invest a lot of time in my life learning and studying, and now I'm sharing this, and maybe I believe it's the best. Maybe people don't think the same, and this can be painful. But later on, after by the way, and that musician, he was, more or less in the middle of his career, or their success was halfway. After I saw him again after 5 years, and exactly when I saw him, that after 5 years, he had already 10 years trying. When he did, it was boom, extremely famous. I was like, wow! Suddenly, all these thousands, millions of people are lovers of his work. But what people see? People just see the fame, people just see the success, people just see, those beautiful, amazing things, and nobody see what happened before. Nobody saw what I saw. It was just me, my friends who create the festival, and servers selling drinks, and there was nobody else. It was very, very sad for the person, because if I was me, I will feel sad too. But what happened? What if instead of trying, it's not to minimize anybody's feelings, but we can also use gratitude. And it's one of the things I always been trying to encourage in my videos, is that you go little by little, and you may not reach a certain level from one day to another, but go baby steps, go little by little, learn. Sometimes you need to let that idea sit in your mind, and it's going to be very hard to break the pattern, because we've been conditioned through generations, not only you, but generations back generations back generations, to think in the same way. So you are trying to break free from thousands of generations back. So it makes sense that it's not going to happen from one moment to another. What you can do then? We spoke yesterday how important it is to celebrate small successes. The very little thing. It doesn't have to be something like, wow, it's impacting all around you, but a little bit. Maybe you are working in your anger issues, and maybe you've been hearing these videos, and then you come to a day that automatically, instead of react and getting angry, you remember, oh wait, Nancy told me how to do it, and you stop, and at least for that moment, that's a victory. That's a victory you have to celebrate. Maybe you waited 2 minutes, and maybe you got there again reacted, but at least you didn't did it automatically. You wait a little period of time, and that's huge success, because in that moment you are saying to the universe, I have control on me, and I really, for the very first time in my life, I have free will to decide if I want to respond to this or not. Because after that, nobody really has free will. We been conditioned to believe we have free will and we can decide, but we're not. If we are the effect of someone else, darling, that's not free will. Free will is to take the decision of what's going on in your own mind and decide yes or no to certain things. Even if you believe that's what you have to do, because getting angry gets energy and make you feel for a little bit better, but then later what? You're a slave of somebody else, of what they do or what they act. So celebrating those small moments, it's, honey, a super success. And I really want to promote you, encourage you, and push you to celebrate a little bit. If nobody do it with you, because if other people is not going through the same thing, they may not understand. But when you share this with people who already did it, they will really admire you, because it's very, very tough. It's more easy to be a slave. It's more tough to be a leader. So celebrate those little moments. Say to yourself, wow, I overcame this, and at least now I stop for a little bit. Maybe tomorrow I will do it more. Maybe the next day I will do it a little more. Because we always want to have big, astonishing successes or big miracles. But a little change in your consciousness, that's a miracle too. Why not celebrate that? Because when you recognize those little things in your life, you are inviting more, and the universe is like, wow, oh, he or she is very grateful. Let's bring more good things to his or her life that will make him, her being more happy. And then you start to gain back the control in your life. So this is why it's very important. Celebrate your successes, celebrate those small little baby steps. Even it doesn't matter like other people see them as a big. It doesn't matter. Everybody else doesn't matter. It's just the fact, it's just an illusion. Just think about what is going on in your life. And people who will celebrate you will appear. For sure, I am the first one who love to hear those stories, who love to hear what is the small success. Maybe you was in a in a spiral of depression, and then one day you recognize you are not a depression. The depression is something external to you, and you are a person who deserves happiness. And when you realize that, that's a success. That's a victory. So I invite you, just stop for a moment and think about it. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what would feel better? Will it feel better to celebrate those little success in my mind, in my life, or ignore myself as not good enough? What if I celebrate those little things? And what feels better? Your heart will not lie, and I'm pretty sure. So this is a quick video. I just want to share this for a bit, for sure. If you have any comment, if you have a friend that needs to hear this, please share it with them, or like my video so other people will get benefit from this. Subscribe if you want to hear more wisdom that will set you free forever from the condition of society. And yeah, the notification button, because if you don't do it, maybe you will never know when I upload another video that I dedicate my life to help those to set themselves free. Like I say this to my clients, I don't really care how long it's going to take you, but I want you to be free. But real free, not just I'm free, I pretend to be free. Real free. The freedom is in your mind. So thank you so much for listening. I hope from the bottom of my heart this being very helpful. Please celebrate your successes and let me know in the comments if you did it, how was it, and how did you feel. I will see you next time. Bye bye.